Is Barack Hussein Obama getting ready to launch an ISIS attack on the United States? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vote for Heinz channel. If you've never seen me before, then either you don't pay attention in the 1st Congressional District of Washington State, or you must live under a rock, because I am the congressional candidate in the Microsoft, Google, Facebook district of Washington State. I am a Trump Republican. And if you want to see what that's like, then just go ahead and watch my documentary, Trumped in a State of Hate, which is available for free for a short time on YouTube. Now, let's get to our report. So, I just want to remind people that, first of all, the media is never going to tell you the truth. They don't understand the truth. They couldn't report it if they did. And they're basically a bunch of simpletons that try to cause as much trouble as they can so that they can get more clicks, just like everybody else. But the fact of the matter is, they don't put things together, which is what I do in Deceptions of the Ages, and which is what I'm going to do for you right now. Now, very quickly, a few days ago, guess who showed up at 10 Downing Street in London to talk to the British Prime Minister? Well, none other than Barack Hussein Obama, but the media did not cover this visit. Why? Why did he not cover this visit? What is Barack Hussein Obama doing in London when he's not technically the President of the United States, even though we all know he is? Well, what a funny coincidence that after he meets with the British Prime Minister to talk about what, and after the French have said they're going to commit troops to the Ukraine situation, well, suddenly there is an attack on the Moscow theater by 4 known dimwits. Now, where they found these guys, who they're all about, is not really that important. What is important is they killed a bunch of innocent people, and they were probably, as everybody's pointing out, the evidence is pointing to the CIA and the United States. Now, the United States was rather smug when it blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, and Russia said, we know who did it, and they didn't really do much about it. But now they have attacked inside of Russia, and they've killed a lot of Russian people in an attempt to take down Putin politically. And let me just remind people that if you don't know this, 2 weeks before the Ukraine war started, Kamala Harris showed up in Ukraine and said, we are going to take revenge on the Russians for Trump. Because the Russians, and they're still saying this, the Russians put Trump in power, and we are going to get our pound of flesh from them. And actually tons and tons and tons of flesh, as it turns out. And to it, the Russians said, that's enough. We are not going to listen to this Russia hoax crap anymore. And on came the Russians. So Kamala Harris and Barack Biden, whatever the heck his name is, they started this war at the behest of Barack Obama. Now, Barack Obama shows up in 10 Downing Street, and then there's an ISIS attack, and we haven't heard of ISIS for a long time. Oh, yes, we have. That's right. Donald Trump said that Obama created ISIS. And if you don't believe that, then look back at Benghazi and find out what Hillary Clinton was doing during that attack and why she found it necessary to bleach bit her servers. Because ISIS had to get their arms from somewhere, and Muammar Gaddafi had a lot of arms he didn't need anymore because he was dead. So those those arms showed up somewhere. And the bottom line here is that if you don't get it, Obama is ISIS, ISIS is Obama, it is Obama's brainchild, and now that brainchild, that group has infiltrated into the United States en masse by the hundreds of thousands. So what you're going to see now, and what you've seen today, is a tanker has lost its navigation system and taken out one of the major ports of the United States. And it was taken out because it reportedly lost power. But what is ultimately going to happen is they're going to tell you that, well, the ship's navigation system was hacked, and that caused it to go where? Into the bridge. If a ship can't navigate, then it is basically floundering, and that was definitely an attack. Now, of course, the United States government is never going to admit its mistakes. They're never going to admit that this was payback from the Russians because it can't be traced. And besides that, all of this is in their best interest because now they can get more power and say even more stupid and crazy things because they just don't have any idea what's going on, and they are much dumber than all of our adversaries. So that's what you have today, you guys. ISIS is now in America. ISIS is back, thanks to Barack Hussein Obama showing up in London. And now we have 20 million illegal immigrants that are being armed by the government against us. Why? Because Joe Biden and the Democrats will hold on to power no matter what. Because when we get into power, and when you vote for me in the 1st Congressional District in Washington State, these people are gonna pay for their crimes. And Suzanne DelBene, you better move. You better leave the state, because we're going to put you under investigation, and we're going to get you Cantwell, and we're going to get that other witch that I can't think of her name right now. But all these people that embarrass Washington State in Congress, your day's coming, bitches. So we'll see you next time.
My name is Matthew Hines. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the 82nd Airborne. I took the oath, and I'm here to defend my state.
Congressman Susan DelBene has been in office since 2012. Using her substantial financial resources, thanks to Microsoft, and her $84 million fortune, she has been able to continually maintain an office where people still have little idea what she's done. Well, she's learned to dance around, and she's learned to do all the political maneuvers you have to do to keep getting reelected. Well, Susan DelBene, it's time for you to go.